Namaskar. We know that the COVID-19 or the new coronavirus is transmitted through two primary modes. The first mode is the mouth and the other is the nose. And it is well recommended that we should be having this N95 mask without a valve to it or a vent to it to have a good amount of protection. But as a speech language pathologist, the major challenges which we face, or as a professional voice user, anybody may be a teacher, anybody may be a singer, or anybody may be a person who is using his or her voice regularly. The major challenge is that the moment you put this N95 mask voice, your speech automatically tends to get muffled out, and the throw of your speech goes down. The frequency filter, the high frequencies of your speech are filtered out. The speech reading cues which were available go off, and approximately 70% of the communication is non-verbal in nature. A major part of those 70% is the speech reading cues. It doesn't just include these lip reading, the other expressions also play a major role in it. So who are the people who are facing challenges? The first person who would be facing in a major challenge is, let's say, a professional voice user. I have myself faced out the fact that there would be a throat pain usually by the end of the day because you have to speak louder. It's not very clear. So there would be a throat pain. So the professional voice user needs to take care of his voice by being hydrated enough amount of water, enough amount of breath support. So this abdominal breathing needs to be taken care. And what to do? The mask has to be put on. The other people who are affected, especially when you go into schools and there are school teachers, schools would be opening today or tomorrow, but if they are using masks, then a set of children who are very much dependent upon the speech reading cues as well as on the high frequency voice. Now, the high frequency component of the voice, if you go to an English movie and you hear the dialogues, then you will find the lady speaking the dialogue to be much more audible and clear as compared to the men who have a much more baritone or a bass in their voice. That means the high frequency part of the speech always helps us to understand and appreciate out what is being said. So the clarity of the speech is very much dependent upon the high frequency part of it. The moment you put on the mask, there will be many school children, especially children who are into this APD or auditory processing disorders, the learning disability group, the children who have attention deficit issues, the children who have hearing loss issues. There will be many children, many means like it will be like 20% of the children, who have milder symptoms also, that will come up. How that will come? That will come up in terms of behaviors. They may be restless in the class because they are not getting what is being told and they are not 100% involved into it. The more the distance by the inverse power law, the lower the intensity or the degradation of the intensity will go down. Furthermore, we are imposing out social distancing, which is the requirement of the time. Further, they will be sitting far apart. If the teacher doesn't move, if the teacher doesn't have amplification system in the classrooms, a majority of the children would be having challenges in terms of coping up with academic needs. So this is one particular group which would be severely affected. This is one particular group which will be severely affected, and academic challenges are there to come up, especially when you are having the mask, which is muffling out your high frequencies, which is reducing your intensities, the social distancing, which is further reducing out or which is further increasing the distance between the teacher and the student, and by the inverse square law, it's further going down and down. So we have to think about certain ways. We have to think about fitting in amplification devices to all the classrooms if we want our children to be attentive, to get the best out of it. We have to devise out means, simple means like closing up the classrooms and putting in curtains so that the environmental noise does not disturb children, because from this side the speech or the voice, from this side the clarity of speech is down, and from that side the environmental noise is also competing. It will be difficult. So children will be getting affected. People in offices, formal meetings, that's becoming much more challenging. You can always when you are into a video conferencing, you know that many of the things are not being conveyed out properly, and you have to pay extra amount of attention. The third thing, which is coming to the third challenge which is there, is the joint attention. Now, me hearing to a particular thing is joint attention. Believe me, it is not easy. Try doing that. Try looking at a wall clock and just don't think about anything. Just look at that wall clock for 10 to 15 seconds in a stretch. You will see 100 numbers of thoughts coming into your mind. Now, when you are attending a class or a meeting, initially which was one-to-one, much more interactive in nature, now it's video conferencing, or there is a social distancing with all these masks and other things, then the capability to hold the attention, the capability to hear out things with ease, the ease of listening goes off. So the joint attention also reduces out. That's another challenge which we are going to face out, and it's going to be much more difficult, especially to convey out things. Let us think of some innovative ways so that this particular challenge of communication can be addressed, along with keeping ourselves safe in this COVID-19 situation. Thank you for that attention.